Welcome back, everybody, to the Big Moon Arcade. We're in the yard, and part 4 was rough. It was rough, people, and we almost didn't make it even through part 4. It was so rough. We had a major snafu with the Bondo and the epoxy not setting up right. Operator error, didn't get it mixed right. So we had to make a trip down to Harbor Freight and get us a super deluxe hardcore belt sander. We got like the coarsest grit belts money could buy, and we had at it, and it made fast work of it, so it was pretty sweet. So this is what we're looking at right now. It's looking pretty good. So we're streamlining through it, and we've got the palm sander out, and we're looking pretty sweet now. A lot better. We're gonna have to fill in a few things, do a little bit more touch up, a little bit more sanding, but you can see we've got the problem solved there with the mess we had. Now we're gonna flip it over, and we're going to hit the other side with the belt sander and get that thing all prepped and ready. So we flipped her, and now we're gonna take our new big thick, and we're gonna strip that off of there. Should take just a couple minutes. All right, so that's the side that had the paint left on it, and it doesn't have any paint on it anymore. So belt sander made pretty fast work of it, and a lot better situation now. Get it all prepped here for some Bondo, smooth it all out. I think it's gonna end up looking pretty darn nice. Have a look at the back here. Got a little bit of laminate there that peeled right off. We'll sand that down. Haven't sanded that yet. Get that piece right there a little bit. Sanded that. We're gonna have to sand the top here. We got Bondo on there. We're gonna do that next. Get that thing all smoothed out and ready to go. All right, so we did a little sanding on the top, and we're doing a little bit more woodwork here, getting everything solid. This whole side right here. Basically, it looked like this. This little layer's coming off, so we squirt some glue in there and glue it all back together real good. So we don't have to, you know, whittle away at it or do anything like that. So you can see we got, this is actually pretty smooth. We're gonna have to do some more fine sanding on it. I just got tired of doing it today, so brought it back in. It's a little cold outside too, so. But we got this thing all, you know, cleaned up, and we'll be able to smooth it all out and put a nice coat of filler on there with filler Bondo and get it all good to go. We took, notice the carriage bolts are out here. Man, you want to talk about ugly. Look at these suckers. Took those out, and that's the basket there that holds the coin catcher receptacle thingy. That's the technical term for it, the coin catcher receptacle thingy. I think that's what it is in the manual anyway. So, but we can clean these up, these carriage bolts, and use those again, get those going. And here's the other side. Got her pretty clean, pretty smooth. Not bad. This is gonna be pretty nice. It's gonna be pretty nice. It's gonna be very presentable. I can start seeing the forest through the trees. We're gonna have to work on this front part, but one bite at a time. All right. Okay, people, so we're doing something a little bit different here this morning. It's Friday morning, Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. So it's pretty cold outside, and I don't really feel like doing body work. So we're gonna do something more fun that has to be done anyway. And we're gonna make a power supply for this new game. And so I've got some of the pieces laid out here. We're going to show you what we're dealing with. This is the line filter. You got to have one of those. Well, you really don't, but because if you're using a switching power supply, these probably have the line filter already in it, but whatever. That's the way I do it. We're going to put one in there. And you got to have a fuse block. We're going to put a fuse in there so don't, melt stuff. And this is the power distribution block, and you'll see when we get it wired together, it's pretty straightforward. The hot goes in this side, and then like these will go up to the light, and one of these will go to the transformer here. This will power our monitor, and then like the other two over here will go over and power our power supply for the game board. So that'll handle the light, the monitor, and the game board. Also, like on most of these, the coin door lights too will power from this right here with the 12 volt. So that's how we'll light the coin door lights up as well. But that'll all be done through the harness, say. How that goes is pretty sweet. So that's what we're doing, and these are just the pieces. And we're going to just put together here. And oh yeah, this little thing here, this is a salvage cord, they got for free out of a dumpster. And so anyway, it's like super sweet. It's got great wire, and we're going to use that for our new power cord. It's going to be super sweet. So I'm going to put it together, and we'll show you about it as we go. It'll be sweet. Okay, people, so 45 minutes later, you always kind of have to dink around with, the positioning of everything here. But this is it right here. We got everything secured. Other than the power supply, it's not secured. And I think the reason is I've been using this power supply on one of my test rigs. So I'll probably get another one for this, just like a new one. Just a switcher, one of those $25, $30 jobs, and stick on here. I do have a few others here that I could use, but it would be completely overkill. These are actually some good ones, but completely unnecessary for what we're doing. I had this one, notice it's in the trash bag. This is, just a Mark 1 switcher. It makes a really funny noise when you plug it in, so I wasn't into that. So anyway, but so I'm going to walk you through this. This is actually a Bob Roberts design. And on his, the real Bob Roberts, you can still find it online. AC wiring, that's where I ripped this off from. I didn't invent this at all. So, basic cord right here. You've got your AC coming in. You've got one side going through the fuse right here. You've got the ground wire, obviously. The green is the ground. You've got the white wire over here. Sometimes these vary, like browns and blues and whatever. It doesn't matter. And but it's really important that you have a good ground here. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that because our field ground is all going to go back to this right here. And ultimately, back to this where it plugs into the wall to the ground. Okay. Now notice this cool cord. It's a real flush fitter, so it'll go up nice and tight against the wall. I think that's really super cool. Or into a power strip or whatever. So anyway, the filter, and you've got everything just continues along into the distribution block right here. Now this one is empty. The reason that is because this is going to go up to the switch, and then from the switch it's going to go back down to right here. So that's how the game's going to go turn on and off. And this is the actual original part that goes up inside, and the switch will come right through here. And so we'll put a new switch in there and we'll just wire it directly from. It'll go up to the switch from this side and it'll come down from the switch to here. Really, really simple. So when you turn it off, it just cuts this line off right here. When you turn it on, it turns the power on. Up from here, down from the switch, into the distribution block. And then this one I hooked up to the transformer, okay? So we're gonna power our transformer right here. And then I will hook a couple of wires here and we'll put a plug so we can plug our monitor right into, we'll run it up and it'll just run down and we'll plug it right into that. So that'll be sweet. That way our monitor will work really awesome. And then of course we've got, this is all gonna be 120 right here too. So we can run a couple wires right to our switching power supply into the AC line right here. So we'll power it right there. And then we've got two extras right here. We'll run those up to the light. And that's how the light will come on. So you flip the switch, boom, and all that happens at once. It all comes right back to this little $3 block right there, or whatever I paid for it on eBay. So that's it. That's the power supply, and that'll run, you know, pretty much anything that you want it to. So it's pretty sweet, pretty easy, and you know, not a lot in it. Now this is a 2-amp fuse right here. We got that going, and that's it. So that is a whole lot more fun than working on this. Oh, let's sand some more. Oh, it's so enjoyable. Now I hate it. I hate it, people. One other thing. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, one of my very first memories as a child, I remember my mom's dad, this is my grandfather, who just passed away a few years ago, World War II veteran, super intelligent man. He said, Kelly, always use Kester solder. I was 4. I remember that. He was correct. Expensive, but the best. Makes such a difference. Cheap, eBay special, works. Doesn't work as good as the Kester. It's one of these things too, like, you know, I soldered these, and I'm not the world's greatest, people. But I'm a whole lot better when I'm using Kester solder, I'm telling you that right now. A whole lot better. And a real super deluxe Weller soldering station. Makes the task so much more enjoyable, as with anything, whatever you're into, you know, whether it's cars or watches or whatever you like to tinker with. You know, if you have the right tools for the job, it just makes the job that much more pleasurable, and this is a perfect case in point for that concept. Weller, Kester, totally sweet. Thank you, Grandpa Sorick. Always use Kester solder. He told me a lot of other stuff too. We'll talk about that more some other time. So we'll just keep moving along here. This video is going to get long in the tooth, like they all do. And but I wanted to show the power supply here because it's super cool, and you can make one too if you need to. It's super easy. So there it is. Sweet. Yep, went to Harbor Freight. Got a light. Black Friday sale on the light. Check it out, man. That thing's so bright. Just hangs there, has a little deal. We wired it up, plugged it in, took like 5 minutes. Boom. Now we got a really well lit work area. I love it. Couple things before we wrap part 5 up here. Took the speaker out. And it's got a couple holes in it. See that? Over here, it would probably still work, but we're gonna replace it. We clean the carriage bolts up here on the wheel. Same way with the speaker bolts, so we can get those all painted. Speaker grill actually looks like in real good shape. And I'll take you out here and show you in the yard. We've done some more sanding. Tried the epoxy again here. Hopefully I put a whole bunch of hardener in it. So hopefully that'll be okay. Got this all where we're gonna make it all premium. Sand it on the inside a little bit there. Sand it on the top a little bit more. Good progress. I'm happy with the progress. So this is all going to be covered up with a kick plate, but I want it to be, you know, good and solid. So it doesn't really matter that it looks like an abortion because it's all going to be covered up anyway. But I want it to be good and solid. So there you go, people. So part 5, that's going to be it right there. We got the power supply all dialed in, and we did some more body work. We got a new light in the shop. You know, the world's looking better. So wherever you are and whoever you are, thank you for coming along with us on this journey. It's been pretty interesting. And we look really forward to seeing everybody back on the next video, part 6. We're going to be playing this game before you know it. Some exciting stuff is coming. We've got the control panel. That's going to be exciting. The coin door, those are always fun. And then putting all the guts in it, and then, you know, deciding what game we're going to make it into. We still haven't done that yet, so that's all to come. So we'll see you on the next video.